Redskins Cowboys Thursday. Friday, Washington takes on Washington State. And Saturday, this is big. Michigan battles Ohio State. Then the Seahawks-Panthers on Sunday. You ready? Let's do this. The Fox Football Feast begins Thanksgiving Day. Sponsored by Peloton, the perfect gift for them and you.
To whomever said don't bite off more than you can chew, we humbly offer a couple of exceptions. Introducing the all-new buttermilk and hand-breaded Southern Sweet and Smoky and Southern TLC chicken sandwiches. One has sweet pickles, shredded lettuce, smoky backyard sauce, and a potato bun. The other is an undeniable classic with lettuce, tomato, and mayo. Zaxby's. Friends. Family. Flavor. Order ahead on Zaxby's.com or use our app to skip the wait.
The Resident, all new, tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
I played 13 years in the NFL. My father played 9 years, and now my son's playing college. So for me, it's important to try to make the game safer. Our technology is a unique combination of custom foam and controlled airflow. I believe we have a solution that can help address the high impacts that you see on kickoff, as well as the repeated impacts lineman experience. We've won 2 awards from the NFL for safety equipment. I'm just trying to do my part for the next generation of athletes, whether it's my kids or the players who came behind me.
It's a 6-3 game at halftime in Atlanta. The Falcons lead. Been a lot of defense. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's a bridge.
Born in the same hospital. Destined to cross paths again.
UPS is now hiring preloaders and part-time preload supervisors. Part-time preload supervisors receive health benefits, matching 401k and tuition assistance. Get in the game with UPS. Apply now at upsjobs.com. Get there.
Tis the season to rack up points. Use your favorite Commonwealth Credit Union credit card during weekends this holiday season to get 3 points for every dollar you spend. Don't have a credit card? Apply today to start getting a ho lot more rewards. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Hey, it's your old cuddle buddy, Grumpy Bear.
And me, Cheer Bear.
Remember how happy you were when you got us for the holidays?
Yeah, happy!
Get that feeling again with the Honda CR-V during Happy Honda Days.
Hooray!
It's a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy.
Woo!
And it comes with standard multi-angle
Whoopee!
rear view camera.
Yay!
Get something you love during Happy Honda Days with great deals on the Honda CR-V right now at your Honda dealer.
You know how to build your business, but building a facility for that business, that's a job for Lichtenfeld Incorporated. Lichtenfeld has given their clients professional design, build, and construction services they deserve, handling the entire process from start to finish. From site selection and building design through final construction and occupancy, Lichtenfeld handles all sizes and types of projects.
For 100 years,
Lichtenfeld Incorporated has handled the business of building while you handle the building of your business.
It's your Get Out the Door news, weather, and traffic.
Wake up with WDRB.
UPS is now hiring package handlers in Louisville. You can earn $10.35 an hour, and with UPS's Metropolitan College program, you can graduate 100% debt-free. Get in the game with UPS. Apply now at upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
Bengals AFC North clash. Seize the day.
Broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Probably Bobby Reed's best work since he's been on our crew. That's impressive. That was today's game flow, brought to you by Progressive. And this game has been about kickers because it is 6-3. The Falcons in front of the Cowboys at the half. And there's a lot of things taken from this game, Charles. Both defenses playing pretty well. Dallas, you expected that. Atlanta, maybe not so much. I'm just curious if you think Dallas should run the ball more because Ezekiel Elliott is averaging 5 yards a carry.
I would think so. And right now, with them throwing the football more than running it, I think that plays more to what Atlanta does better. It's pass defense and maybe get a little bit of a pass rush. But when you can tamp things down with Ezekiel Elliott, plus he's now a threat in the passing game. He has 3 catches for 50 yards. I think that's the way I would travel if I were the Cowboys.
Elliott in that first half, 9 carries, 47 yards. That's 5.2 a clip. They've been trying to get the pass game working, trying to get Cooper involved. They've targeted him multiple times, but he doesn't have a catch. To pick up 9. Let's go down to the sidelines with Pam.
Hey, Kevin, the refrain I heard coming from the Falcons locker room was reset. Dan Quinn told me that they started poorly on 3rd down, but felt like they improved as it went along. Coming in, the idea was to get pressure on Dak Prescott. He says we've done okay with that, but we've got to tackle him and hit him hard. As for Jason Garrett, he told me that we're doing a great job getting pressure on Matt Ryan. That's helping us to neutralize some of the guys outside.
Well, that's for sure. Pam, here's Elliott. Nice move, and the patient runner works his way out to the 48. 14 yards from Elliott.
And Dan Quinn and Marquand Manuel, the defense coordinator for Atlanta, they had a run blitz dialed up here. Watch number 41, Sherrod Niesman. He's a safety. This is a play he has to make. Got him in the backfield, doesn't even come close. That play has to be made. Eyes have to stay up, has to run through and get some contact on Ezekiel Elliott. He made him totally whiff on that play and continues to traverse his way upfield.
That's Alan Hearns in motion. Longest run of the day from Elliott. And so they'll give it to him again. Why not? Bursting up the middle. And again, I mean, it's 5 yards a carry easily. This one is 6. And I thought Dan Quinn had a great nugget about Elliott, right? When he was describing Elliott, he said, with him, it's wait. With us, it's the opposite.
We want to go. And on defense, that's hard to do, to slow yourself down and make sure you stay behind a play and then accelerate to finish the play. Defenders, they just take off and go. And Elliott, he uses that against defenders and turns it into positive gains.
The start to this drive for Dallas on the play action. He's got time. Prescott going far side, and Cooper somehow holds it in. That was good coverage by Trufant, but Amari Cooper brings it down.
And he had the extra pressure of, watch number 41, Niesman, come underneath the route late. He ends up running out into the flat. See 41? So he's going to be on the spot as well. So now you have an extra body that Amari Cooper has to ignore and come down with the football on a contested catch. And Dak Prescott just stays right in there and delivers with Brooks Reed in his chest.
So he had no catches in the first half. He's got 2 catches on this opening drive of the 3rd quarter. With Rod Smith in the game, and he'll get the carry. Here is Smith. Gets belted and no gain.
We'll go back to that last throw by Dak Prescott. You go back to our Fox kickoff show. Michael Vick, who's done it pretty well in this league over time, he said that he thinks Dak Prescott has to trust his eyes and just turn the ball loose. All right, trust it, see it, throw the football. I think that was an example of what Michael Vick was talking about on that last throw. You see it, you trust it, put it out there, and give your top receiver an opportunity to make a play. And Cooper's very good at making those contested catches with people draped on him.
Prescott said as a route runner on a scale of 1 to 10, Cooper is a 12.
That's good, right?
On 2nd down, pressure coming, and down he goes. Vic Beasley. Wow, he's been on such a sack drought, and he's got 2 now on the game. He had 1 all year coming in.
What's helping Vic Beasley is that Dak Prescott is a little bit of a mover. And watch Beasley 44. He's coming from a stand-up position in the right side of your screen. He goes right inside of Lyle Collins, number 71. And if it's a play that requires movement and running, that's Vic Beasley's game. Great agility on his feet. Chases down Dak Prescott.
Charles, Atlanta only had 17 sacks all year. That's bottom 5 in the league. They've got 2 today, and it brings up a 3rd and 16. It's only a 3-man rush. Prescott's got all day. They get it to Elliott. Inside, makes a move, gets him in a field goal range. He's going to be shy of the 1st down, but certainly That is within range of Brett Maher, who will try and tie things up.
And that was a call from Marquand Manuel, the D coordinator, Dan Quinn, the head coach, to loosen everything up and say, we'll give you the field goal attempt. We're not going to give you anything big. All right, anything you want to dump underneath, we'll rally up and make the tackle. And that's exactly what they did. And coming into this game, Maher missed 3 of his last 5. He made his first attempt today.
He hit from 21. This from 50. Perfect. And we're tied at 6. Brett Maher on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Pretty good one for Dallas. Hope you got a good field goal kicker. You might need it today in Atlanta. 6-6. Cowboys Falcons.
Act your age. Get your own insurance.
Oh.
Act your age. Get your own insurance.
Wait, what? Everyone's excited about the Chevy vehicles at the Chevy Black Friday sales event.
I could get used to this.
And you will be too when you get 0% financing on our award-winning Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs.
How is that even possible?
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on most 2019 Equinox models. Or make no monthly payments until next year. The Black Friday sales event ends soon. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Hey, Porto, call Rory. Happy birthday!
Ah, you remembered.
Of course I remembered. You're my sister.
But what you get me?
I got you this.
It's half dead.
Just like you.
Oh. Wait till your birthday comes.
This NFL season has been historic. The most touchdowns.
Saquon Barkley. Jones the catch.
The most points.
Top throws. End zone. Running the needle.
You gotta see this.
Mahomes puts it in his left hand. And the show goes on.
911, what is your emergency?
Let's go, let's go.
I love this job.
Only 2 episodes left of 911 this fall. Don't miss an all-new episode tomorrow on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by K Jewelers. For all the moments, for love, forever.
6-6 our score here from Atlanta in the early 3rd quarter. Taping up Dak Prescott there.
And that nice spat he wears each and every week.
And led his team on an opening drive and settled for a 50-yard Brett Maher field goal. And that's where we are right now as Maher will kick it on off. And it's a short kick. The ball bounces it around, but then picks it up. And because of the bobble, Atlanta will have it at their own 18-yard line. Well, Dan Quinn is as good as it gets, Charles, as a human being, right? And just some charity work by the Falcons this week. Spirit of the holiday season, delivered turkeys on Tuesday. And then on Friday, the Falcons held a welcome party for the Tragedy Assistance Program. It's called TAPS, for survivors, military survivors. Families met the players, and this is awesome in so many ways. On all the players' helmets today, there's those initials. They are initials of people that were lost to the military, and now they've befriended, these families. As Ryan looking at kind of sidearms it underneath to Logan Paulson on first down.
64 of those families here. Falcons put on a dinner for the families, I believe, on Friday night out at Flowery Branch, out at their facility. Took care of them, welcomed them in today, obviously. Does a wonderful job, and a lot of what Dan Quinn does with his foundation goes to veterans, wounded warriors, and the Falcons organization done a fantastic job of hosting those families. Everyone's getting something good out of it.
I think that's a great thing. Here's Ryan, will hand it off, and a big hole for Coleman. Tevin Coleman, who's been quiet on the ground game. That's easily his longest run of the day for 17 yards.
How about the left side of that offensive line for the Falcons? 71 Wes Schweitzer, 70 Jake Matthews, with the center 51 Alex Mack getting out to the second level, and he swallows up Van Der Esch. initially, and that allowed Tevin Coleman to cut back inside. He obscured the vision of Van Der Esch 55. He lost sight. Coleman takes off, cuts inside for a big gain.
Oh, it's interesting. Coleman's had only 4 carries today. Their wide receivers have had 3 carries. Here's Lawrence. Bryant spins it away. Gets it to Coleman. Breaks free. Tevin Coleman making a big play. He broke out of the tackle of Xavier Woods, and he delivers a first down and a gain of 18.
And Xavier Woods is usually a sure tackler, center field type player, but also tackles well. But how about Matt Ryan? Spins away from DeMarcus Lawrence first. Keeps his composure, gets the ball out in the flat to Tevin Coleman. Play should be over right there on the catch. And Coleman absorbs the blow, lets it go by, and picks up more big yardage.
Coleman gets a breather. Ito Smith back in the game. They'll give it to Smith. And Smith just nowhere to go. Jeff Heath came up from the safety spot and no gain.
I think Jeff Heath thinks it's a lot better to deliver a blow than to catch one after Julio Jones whacked him in the first half and prevented an interception. Jeff's thinking this is more like it's supposed to be. I'm the one making the tackles and hitting people. Still haven't seen the big deep ball from the Falcons yet. I want to see if they want to take a shot with someone and try and really push this one downfield.
They go 5 wide on the play. Ryan comes near side, and it's Jones who's hit immediately by Leighton Van Der Esch. He makes the catch. And Leighton Van Der Esch is slow getting up.
Well, he and Jalen Smith, his partner in tackling, converged at the same time. Both of them read it. Both of them saw it and made their move and got there to help tackle Julio Jones. Look, there's 55, and then guess who gets him? Looks like his teammate on top, and then maybe he got caught a little bit underneath.
So Van Der Esch on one knee on the field. They tend to him. Back after this.
All right, we're together. Ready? Oh.
Let me try again. Let me try once more.
1, 2, 3.
Let me try again.
Love big, love loud, love Le'Veon. From classic nude diamonds to the beautiful ombre collection. Bolo bracelets, chocolate diamonds, and every color gemstone in between. No one colors your world like Le'Veon, and nobody sells more Le'Veon than Kay.
Lowe's knows you're a craftsman guy. You have a lot of tools. Tools for everything you've done around the house. But there's the moment you realize your new project means new tools.
Yes.
When tool guys need new tools,
Full lifetime warranty.
they start with Lowe's. The new home of craftsmen.
Yeah, 8, please.
Is that playing music?
Yeah, it is. It's 8. Thanks.
So, big Eagles fan.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Philly.
This is my floor.
Super Bowl champs.
You betrayed me to save your own skin.
It was you, not me. What's this about?
This doesn't have to be weird. This is a chance at a whole new life.
The Resident, all new tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Well, Leighton Van Der Esch did walk up under his own power, talking to Sean Lee, his mentor, and Pam tells us he got the wind knocked out of him, but you have to sit out one play when you go out with an injury, and it's a big play, 3rd and 4. Ryan stands in, gonna go deep for Julio Jones, incomplete. Owuzie did a nice job on Jones, and a 4th and 4 is coming up.
He did an excellent job because what Atlanta did was showed bunch formation to the left, 3 receivers to take all of your attention there and make it an isolated one-on-one Julio Jones against Owuzie, and Owuzie does a nice job. See how he's reading the eyes? See how his eyes are into Julio's eyes, and when the arms come up, he brings his arms up and helps affect the catch.
This will be a 53-yard field goal for Matt Bryant, who, by the way, yeah, he's 43, but he has a 57-yarder this year. He's got plenty of leg. Here is Bryant. Yep, good again. Now, Matt Bryant was on the DL for a month with a hamstring, and he's come back like, no big deal. 3 for 3, 53 yards. Falcons back in front. The battle of the field goals.
Wait, what? Everyone's excited about the Chevy vehicles at the Chevy Black Friday sales event.
I could get used to this.
And you will be too when you get 0% financing on our award-winning Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs.
How is that even possible?
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on all 2018 Silverado pickups. Or make no monthly payments until next year. The Black Friday sales event ends soon. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Hey, how do you do that tap thing? I'm not falling for that again.
Falling for what?
Oh, show me how I tap to pay with my Visa.
Thanks, Rook.
Okay, that's the last time.
Last time for what?
Now you can tap to pay with Visa. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
Who do you think the thief is?
Clearly, he's well trained.
I want to go big.
I'm going to show you how.
Oh, yeah!
Robin Hood, rated PG-13, Wednesday.
Turn up the size and turn down the price with 3 large pancakes for 89 cents at Burger King. Stacks on stacks of sweet, syrupy goodness with fluff that's more than enough. Get 3 large pancakes for just 89 cents, only at Burger King.
Fidelity's rewriting the rules of investing again. Introducing Fidelity Stock and Bond Index Funds with lower expense ratios than comparable Vanguard funds. And we now offer the industry's first true zero expense ratio index funds directly to investors. Plus, we have Fidelity Mutual Funds with zero minimum investment. How many other firms give you this much value? Absolutely zero.
This Thanksgiving weekend, the Fox Football Feast is back. You ready? Feast on Redskins Cowboys Thursday. Friday, Washington takes on Washington State. And Saturday, it's Michigan, Ohio State. Then Seahawks Panthers on Sunday. The Fox Football Feast begins Thanksgiving Day. Sponsored by Peloton, the perfect gift for them and you.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevy. Chevy has earned J.D. Power Dependability Awards across cars, trucks, and SUVs. And by Burger King. Get 10 crispy chicken nuggets for just $1, only at Burger King.
You know, Matt Bryant's been out a month with a hamstring, and he comes back today. Giorgio Tevecchio, who filled in for him, had been great. He had all 5 field goals. And, yeah, ho-hum, 3 field goals right down the middle. The last one, a 53-yarder. So valuable to these Falcons, and his 3 field goals have them in the lead today. And for more on the ageless Bryant, let's go downstairs to Pam Oliver.
Yeah, Kevin, further evidence that Matt Bryant is the man. He did miss those 3 games that you mentioned with the hamstring injury, but hasn't missed a beat. When he's off the field, though, I've seen Bryant keep a heating pad on his back. No official injury news from the Falcons, but perhaps that's a little, you know, incident from his hamstring injuries.
And Pam, he's 43. You know, I mean, he's just trying to keep it loose back there. And I talked to him before the ball game, and he told me he had a great week of work, worked it out very well, and came back with no soreness. But maybe it's a little of that preventive heating pad that he's trying to work on now.
Elliott on the catch. I got news for you. All I do is talk for a living. I had a heating pad on my back the other day.
I'm 54.
But
there's a lot more than heating pads going on.
In reality, the crazy thing I think about him is he hasn't lost any distance.
No. Look, his all-time career long, I believe, 62.
That won a game in Tampa.
In Tampa Bay. And he's hit 59 in 2016, 57 this year. That was the kick where he hurt his hamstring, and the ball still went through the post. These Falcons kickers, between the 2 of them, absolutely perfect season.
Now it's the Cowboys' turn. 2nd down and 6. It's Elliott on the stretch right, and Ezekiel Elliott is close to a first down. We have another game break. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kevin. So the Bucs are trailing 14-7 when Ryan Fitzpatrick's pass intended for Deshaun Jackson, intercepted by Alec Ogletree, takes it in for 6. Giants up in this one, 21-7. Kevin, Charles, and Pam.
Well, the Giants having a little life, and Tampa has no life.
Doesn't that sum up their season?
That
in
does.
a lot of ways for Tampa. Even a tough play turns against them and turns into a pick.
Elliott on 3rd and short, and he's got a first down. Forward progress for Elliott, so tough to stop in those situations. You know, I'm looking around the scoreboard today. How about the Indianapolis Colts? They're leading 24-3 over the Titans. They've won 3 in a row. No one's talking about them.
I just wonder if Andrew Luck has been sacked yet. He's gone 4 straight games without being sacked, and that's been the problem that they've had since he's joined the Indianapolis Colts. And was he working on a string of 6 straight games with 3 touchdowns or more in each game? Look out. And so far, we just got the word so far, still hasn't been sacked.
Impressive. Zeke Elliott's impressive. 72 yards on the ground so far today. He'll get it again. Stutter step and a spin, and he's down to the 40. I mean, he's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. There's really no reason to not give it to him at this point.
I think very hard about what is the strength of my team if I'm Dallas. And we've said that the offensive line isn't the same as it has been, but still their strength is moving piles and running the football. So I would think about a little bit of attrition here in the second half. Lean on those big guys up front, led by Zach Martin, number 70. They're all pro guard. And see what you can do with him, the rest of those offensive linemen, and Zeke Elliott.
Jordan Lewis is in the game, a cornerback. That's him. He gets it on the jet sweep. Lewis, good run. As he's going to be out to the 45. He'll be about a half-yard shy of a first down. He's done that before this year. They put him in motion. That's the second carry of the season for Lewis. Charles, the Cowboys made some offensive line changes. Paul Alexander was fired middle of the year. It doesn't happen very often for an O-line coach. Hudson Howard's been around the game for a long time.
But he's really more of an advisory role now, isn't he?
Mark Colombo
is taking over.
Yep, that's the guy who played for the Cowboys.
Taking over and giving them the techniques that they've been utilizing previously in blocking. Paul Alexander had a different way of doing things. They didn't adapt to it very well.
3rd and 1. They'll give it to Elliott. And the ball is loose. It's on the ground. Dallas picks it up, but now where is the ball? It looks from here like it'll be enough for a first down, and it is. So they get a little lucky. Elliott's fumbled 3 times this year, but Cowboys get it back.
And Lyle Collins, I believe, is the one. And look at that ball getting popped free on the tackle. I believe that's 95. Jack Crawford, the former Cowboy, who comes down the line of scrimmage, pops it loose. The scramble occurs. The blocking is still going there by Tyron Smith, and he can advance the football there. All right, so there it is, and Lyle Collins advances it and picks up a first down. So many linemen doing more and more ball drills because possession is so valuable in the NFL nowadays. They get them familiar with having it in their hands.
Prescott, pressure coming, set up a screen to Smith. Rod Smith, spin move, and into midfield before Oluokun. He's had a pretty nice day in the middle of that Falcons defense. Makes the tackle. Richards was there as well.
And watch the spin move by Smith, because Zach Martin has the block right there on Richards. And Richards holds his ground, does a nice job, but that allows Zach Martin to get a second block in. But the job that Richards did in holding up that screen kept it from being a bigger game.
Elliott's back in the game. And they'll give it to him. Running right. Elliott cuts to the outside, and I feel like I've said this all day. He's close to another Cowboys first down for Devondre Campbell. Forces him out. Looks like where they put that down, that should be a first down, and it will be, I believe.
I just think you just go on the backs of these guys up front now. Joe Looney, 73. He's now in there, of course, taking over for Travis Frederick, who's out. Zach Martin, number 70, right guard. Lyle Collins, 71, right tackle. Xavier Su'a-Filo, 76. Now they're starting left guard, and 77, Tyron Smith. They're all pro left tackle. I would just lean on them in the running game. Not that you don't throw it anymore, but your primary is to run the football and let Zeke Elliott go.
That is Mark Colombo we were talking about earlier, the former Cowboys right tackle, now the O-line coach. Cowboys running it a lot in this second half. They've almost run it as much as passed it. And Elliott there with not much room. I have to say, though, Charles, despite all that, and despite Elliott getting big chunks on the ground, Falcons defense came in. They're 29th in the NFL. They've held their own today.
They haven't made it easy. All right, there haven't been those big 30, 40-yard runs. All right, they've gotten chunks at times. Don't get me wrong. But as you said, they have not given up that monster play that really shreds the defense. But if I'm Dallas, continue to rely on the running game, lean on them, and see if you can wear them down as this game gets deeper into it.
Bring in the fullback with a volley, but they'll throw. Prescott near side, completes. Cooper makes the move for a first down. Dak Prescott with a good throw, and then Amari Cooper, and you hear some coo chants from the Cowboys fans here, and he picks up 16 yards.
Yeah, when it's Atlanta, it's Hoop for Austin Hooper. Dallas, Coop for Amari Cooper. And Bryant tries to get underneath it, just outside of his hand, and Cooper gave this thing rolling. But what were they able to do, Kevin? Find him out in the flat off of play action, because the running game has been established very well here in the second half.
Another methodical drive by Dallas. 11th play of this one. Prescott. Time. Get it to Smith. One-handed catch in the flat. And he's down to the 19 for a pickup of 6 yards.
He has really remade himself as a football player, as Rod Smith. You know, he's at Ohio State. He was a fullback. He was a lead guy, a blocker, didn't touch it very much. You know why he was a fullback? Because Ezekiel Elliott showed up. I mean, that kind of takes that away from him. He was a goal line runner for them. And here in Dallas now, backing up Zeke, showing his ability to catch the football out of the backfield, pass protect, and do all the things you need from a running back.
So the Falcons have the lead, but the Cowboys on the move. End of the third quarter from Atlanta. Should be a fun fourth.
Once I started looking for car insurance, it was a no-brainer. I switched to Geico and saved hundreds. That's a win. But it's not the only reason I switched. The Geico app makes it easy to manage my policy. I can pay my bill, add a new driver, or even file a claim. Woo! Hey now, that's a win-win. Thank you.
Switch to Geico. It's a win-win.
You betrayed me to save your own skin.
It was you, not me. The Resident, all new tomorrow at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Bringing your famous fruitcake to the holiday dinner? That's a mistake. Buying at Honda World? Not a mistake. Especially with our Love It or Leave It money-back guarantee and Happy Honda Days special offers. Going on now at Honda World, where we do it your way.
This is a Butler building, and so is this one, and this one too. They're all Butler buildings, custom designed, custom built to exacting specifications by Lichtenfeld Incorporated, your local Butler builder. Discover the difference a versatile Butler manufacturing building system can make for your new facility, virtually any size, any shape, and usage. Celebrating 100 years in construction. You'll find their work all over Kentuckiana and online at lichtenfeldinc.com.
WDRB News, this year's AP winner for Best Evening Newscast.
Giving her that as a holiday present? That's a mistake. Buying at Honda World? Not a mistake. Especially with our Love It or Leave It money-back guarantee and Happy Honda Days special offers. Going on now at Honda World, where we do it your way.
It's another long drive by the Cowboys as we start this fourth quarter. Here is Prescott. Play action. Pressure coming. Gets rid of it in time. It's Elliott. Good play out there in the flat. Jordan Richards was right there to make sure that Elliott could not haul it in. And so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
And look at the coverage, because that ball's thrown very well, but as Elliott tries to tuck it away, Jordan Richards stays with the play. This is the mark of a tough, good defensive back. You may get beat on the pass, but if you stay with it, you can affect it later, and he pops it free. And there's Marquand Manuel, the defensive coordinator. Kevin, who thought we'd get this far where this game might be turned over to the D coordinators of both teams?
That's where it is right now on a big third down. Cowboys need to get to the 14. It's a blitz. Picked up. Prescott hits Beasley. First down. Breaking inside the 5. He goes to old reliable Cole Beasley, and it's a 1st and goal for Dallas.
And how long has Cole Beasley been waiting for this opportunity as he runs this underneath shallow cross and gets wide open? Remember earlier in the game, he had a touchdown in his hands that he dropped. It turned into a field goal for Dallas. He's been seeking atonement ever since. Gets it there.
And they're going quick here. 1st and goal. Elliott on his own read. It's Prescott on the keeper. Prescott! Touchdown, Dallas!
Look, even though the zone read works and he pulls it, it's not a clear, clean run for him. This is where the strength of Dak Prescott comes to the front. As he cuts inside, KZ has him, but a nice cut with some power back to the inside. And the big body of Dak Prescott lands in the end zone.
A 4-yard touchdown run. The extra point is no good. That's a huge miss, because it's only a field goal game now by Maher. We told you about his field goal misses recently. He had been perfect on extra points. So Prescott with the big play. It does put the Cowboys in front, but only a 3-point lead now.
People are really excited about the new iPhone XR.
And its incredible camera.
So let's give them an incredible offer. You know, for the holidays. I've got it. This weekend, join T-Mobile and get the awesome iPhone XR on us.
That's a very good deal.
So when they join T-Mobile, we give them the new iPhone XR?
iPhone XR's on us? I can barely contain myself.
You can't resist a dad joke. Huh, Fred?
Bear with me. This weekend, join T-Mobile and get the iPhone XR on us.
What average underwear feels like. What Duluth Buck Naked underwear feels like. Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear. The most comfortable underwear there is. No pinch, no stink, no sweat. Get a pair. Only at Duluth stores and DuluthTrading.com.
Hey, Dad, can we give Lisa a ride home?
Sure.
Thanks for the ride.
The new Porsche Cayenne. There's nothing like the feeling when you sports car together.
We're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas. Stuffed garlic knots, breadsticks, bone-out wings, pasta, and new Cinnabon mini rolls. We're the $5 lineup with the best sides for your pizza.
$5 each.
Choose 2 or more, $5 each. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
8, please. Is that playing music? Yeah, it is. Can you hit 8? Super Bowl champs.
On Black Friday, the battle for the Apple Cup. Unbelievable. Washington State. Touchdown! Friday at 8:30 Eastern on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by T-Mobile. Whether you're home or away, T-Mobile has you covered.
Well, Dak Prescott has led the Cowboys on a couple long drives. Vic Beasley here may have gotten a little deep. What happened?
Right side of your screen, he goes inside, and he doesn't read the quarterback pulling it. He goes for the running back, Ezekiel Elliott, and that's why Dak Prescott takes the ball from Elliott, keeps it. He's had 2 sacks today, has Vic Beasley, and has played fairly well. but did not read his keys on that one, and it turned into a touchdown for Dallas.
Think about Dallas, a couple drives. That touchdown drive was 14 plays. It took 7:53. They had a field goal drive earlier that was 15 plays. Took 7.5 minutes as well. We told you before, Saturday, it's a big one, right? It's number 4 Michigan, number 10 Ohio State for a spot in the Big Ten Championship. Coverage Saturday, 11 Eastern on Fox, or you can see it anywhere on the Fox Sports app. But Charles, I want to point out two big things. You talked about Cole Beasley looking for redemption. He dropped a touchdown earlier, so they left 4 points on the board.
Yes.
And now an extra point miss.
And now it's only a 3-point game, as you pointed out, when the extra point was missed by Brett Maher.
Instead of an 8-point lead, is the Cowboys' 3-point lead. But it is their lead, and the Falcons go to the ground with Tevin Coleman.
And normally when you miss an extra point, there's something wrong with the whole operation, right? Is it the snap is high? You know, the extra point holder didn't get it on the ground correctly. Hard to detect anything wrong there. Good snap, good hold, and he just pulls it left.
On the fake pressure again. Here comes Crawford. Ryan eludes, now steps up, goes for Jones. Nicely done. Julio Jones with a toe tap inbounds, and a first down for Atlanta with a gain of 19.
How about the dexterity of Julio Jones, understanding where he is on the field, able to catch the football with his hands, get both feet down, and finish the process of the catch. And Matt Ryan in the pocket, how about his ability to elude and then drive the ball on a deep outside throw for Julio Jones.
You know, the Falcons average over 400 yards a game. Dallas has held them to 214 so far here in this fourth quarter, but that's a nice pickup. Ito Smith in the game at tailback. They'll fake it to him. Ryan quick over the middle. It's intercepted. It is intercepted by Leighton Vander Esch, and he's got some blocks. Leighton Vander Esch, an interception last week and a huge interception this week.
And it was off of what they call the RPO, the run-pass option. Fakes it inside. For the Falcons, it's really a pass-run option because Matt Ryan's not going to run it, and the ball just goes right off the hands of Ridley. An excellent hand-eye coordination by Leighton Vander Esch as that ball comes off hot and twists right to him, able to grab it, and then he turns back into the quarterback he was in 8-man football in high school and becomes a big-time runner.
It's a fascinating twist, right? Many thought that the Cowboys would or should have taken Calvin Ridley. They've both been great for their respective teams. It's Ridley dropping it right into the arms of Vander Esch, who's been a stud. And now Dallas with the 3-point lead, looking to add from their 31. They'll run it. Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott chugging forward inside the 25, down to the 24. He picks up 7.
Haven't seen that often this year from Matt Ryan. That's what, his 4th interception thrown for the season. And Vander Esch, as you mentioned, Kevin, back-to-back weeks with a pick. And he is an old-school looking linebacker in every way. And there it is, the two guys. Calvin Ridley thought when the Cowboys number came up, he would get the call. He did not. Leighton Vander Esch got the call. The draft happened in AT&T Stadium in Dallas. And the Cowboy fans booed. They wanted the receiver. I think they're very happy to have Vander Esch now, especially with the injury to Sean Lee.
And the funny thing is, both those guys went on a visit together to the Patriots, and they're friends. They got along great.
Like each other very well, and both landed in excellent situations.
Not friends right now. Cameron Fleming comes in, by the way. Lyle Collins got hurt on that last play. And Elliott doesn't care. He breaks 3 into the end zone. Touchdown.
We talk so often about this Dallas offensive line, and even with a substitution, look at everyone locked up on each other. Man on man, white shirt on black shirt, and DeMonte KZ can't make the tackle in the open field, and Ezekiel Elliott gives Dallas a nice advantage.
Now Maher will try again with extra point attempt. And that one, he sneaks it home. So Ezekiel Elliott having a big day, 114 rushing yards, a 28-yard touchdown run here. And the Cowboys with 13 points in 41 seconds to grab a 10-point lead. Jerry Jones, oh yeah.
From the filmmakers of The Lord of the Rings comes a vision of our future.
To think this is what it looked like.
That's what happens when the Earth gets shattered into 1,000 pieces.
After the war, cities were rebuilt in the skies, on the seas. But the deadliest ones were built on wheels.
That is London. We have to stop London before it destroys us.
They're playing with fire.
Mortal Engines. See it in IMAX. Rated PG-13.
I've been having dreams, jumping on a trampoline, flipping in the air. I never land, just float there.
Hey, how do you do that card thing against Saquon?
It's simple. You just tap to pay.
Thanks, Mr. Manning. You're the best.
Anything for my fans.
Wow, Eli Manning just bought me a pack of gum.
Wait, what just happened?
Now you can tap to pay with Visa. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
So we want to make sure you're covered properly.
Okay, State Farm, let's just say hypothetically that someone used Aaron's bathroom and that person lit a candle and the candle accidentally lit a towel on fire and the towel charred the wall. What would that...
Weren't you just in the bathroom?
I've never been in a bathroom. Not once.
How does that work?
Well, I meditate and I make it go away.
It smells like you burned some.
We should definitely investigate it.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Van Der Esch, the rookie, keeps making plays, but Charles, you were begging for it at halftime. Cowboys run the ball more. They've listened.
Yeah, and I think it's been a little bit of attrition. They're starting to get bigger chunks, wear down that defensive front of Atlanta with their big offensive line, and it led to the last touchdown after the interception by Van Der Esch.
And now the Falcons have work to do with 12:26 to go. Well, Leighton Van Der Esch really is a terrific story. The rookie out of Boise State. Charles talked about a walk-on there. Leads the team in tackles. He's born in '96 in Riggins, Idaho. There's 400 people that live there. It's a small town. Salmon River High School. Yeah, they played 8-man football, so he had to tackle. So what does he do? He walks on to Boise, and he's the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, and then he's the 19th overall pick, and then he leads the team in tackles. And now he's got 2 interceptions in back-to-back weeks. The last one set up a touchdown, and he really is turning into one of the outstanding stories of the year in the NFL. And here he is on the field again with a 10-point lead.
And in today's football, one of the bigger linebackers still in the game. He looks old school with his size.
Here is Coleman. Next to the left side, Tevin Coleman has a first down. And we've got a game break with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kevin. So the Redskins were down 17-7 when Alex Smith drops back, pressured. J.J. Watt lands on his right ankle, a gruesome injury. He was carted off. He is now on his way to the hospital, but Colt McCoy comes in and completes this pass to Jordan Reed. The Cowboys and Redskins, of course, play on Thursday. Kevin?
It's a monster story, Carissa. Here's Sanu. Van Der Esch misses that tackle, and Sanu makes a good move and powers his way to a first down. It's a huge story. The Redskins are in first place, and you don't want to speculate, but man, oh man, it didn't look good.
Don't want to say it, but how about the strength here of Mohamed Sanu? We've been talking about Leighton Van Der Esch being an old school linebacker, how big he is. Look at him shrug him off with the straight arm and then put his shoulder down and run through the last tackle at the end to pick up additional yardage.
Gain of 12. They will run it here, and it's Coleman. Good run. Charles, there's so much time left in this game, obviously, but it feels like it's going to take a lot of effort to score a touchdown against this Cowboys defense today.
It does feel that way, but they're running it a little bit better now than maybe we might have suspected coming into the game. Plenty of time. They don't have to change much of what they do on offense in order to stay with this one.
Ryan has time. There's Julio Jones inside the 30 and down to the 25. So when in doubt, just get it to number 11 as he picks up 20.
Nice job on the read by Matt Ryan. because look at what he's getting. It is not man-to-man coverage. Zone coverage. He finds a dead spot inside, and Ryan puts it right on him.
Amazingly, Falcons haven't been in the red zone today.
Look a little discombobulated right there, getting lined up.
Here's a fake, but pressure from Gregory. Ryan resets, he throws, it's Paulson, the tight end. Stiff arm, Paulson! What a stiff arm to Awuzie, and it picked him up a first down to the 10.
And Kevin, it was the guy that looked like he was confused getting set up, which was Logan Paulson, who ended up being the receiver, faked the block and became the receiver, and takes it. Look at the straight arm that he puts on Awuzie to keep him off of him and gain additional yardage.
Now the Falcons finally in the red zone where, you know, we know about their past troubles. Week 1 against the Eagles, terrible since they had been red hot. And they're in there for the first time today, and they need a touchdown. They're down 10 with 9:45 to go. They'll pitch it. They're going to run it. Smith, he's got 4 touchdowns on the year. And he's down to the 6. Paulson was down on the ground, but he gets up. Sarkisian calling the plays again, that red zone turnaround.
And you notice he brought Austin Hooper back into the ball game. Zach Ertz caught 2 touchdown passes last week against his Dallas defense in similar situations. You know, he's looking for an opportunity to make his mark here.
Julio Jones on the left side.
With Byron Jones.
2nd and 5. They will run it. Smith near side. No. They can get a first down at the 1, so this is not a 3rd and goal, but it's going to be a 3rd down, and we'll call it 3. And there's an injured Cowboy, and that is Tyrone Crawford.
At a spot they can ill afford to lose players. Pam Oliver talked about at the beginning of the game how many defensive linemen the Cowboys were down.
They tend to Crawford. It's a pivotal play coming up. Falcons have a 3rd and 2. Looking to punch it in. Down 10 in the 4th.
Dependability, honesty, integrity, just like in the military, you know, at the Air Force Academy, and certainly from my family, my grandfather. Those are the things I'm always getting when I'm dealing with USAA. You can always depend that you're going to be able to get someone on the phone. Those people are going to be friendly, and they're going to be able to help you with whatever you need done. You never feel like you're just a number. You always feel like an individual when you're dealing with USAA. I'm Joe Lombardi, and I'm a USAA member for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
I'm Ken Jacobus, and I switched to the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. And last year, I earned $36,000 in cash back, which I used to offer health insurance to my employees. What's in your wallet?
What makes CarGurus the #1 car shopping site?
The thing I like most about CarGurus is looking at the great deals.
CarGurus gave me a lot of information that I wouldn't know how to find anywhere else.
Everything I needed to find in a car was right there.
I was able to understand whether I had a good deal or not before I walked into the dealership.
Changed the whole buying experience for me.
I found my car on CarGurus.
Go to CarGurus today to find great deals from top-rated dealers near you.
Not long ago, Rhonda started here. And then more jobs began to appear. These techs in a lab, this builder in a hard hat, the welders and electricians who do all of that. The diner staffed up because they all needed lunch. Teachers, doctors, jobs grew a bunch. What started with one job spread all around because each job in energy creates many more in this town. Energy lives here.
911, what is your emergency?
Let's go, let's go!
I love this job.
Only 2 episodes left of 911 this fall. Don't miss an all-new episode tomorrow on Fox.
Born in the same hospital, destined to cross paths again. On opposite sides of the fiercest rivalry in sports.
Tyrone Crawford is out. They're getting looked at, and now it's a monster play A 3rd down and 2 from the 3. They can get a 1st down at the 1. Bryant looks right, looks left, throw incomplete. He tried to get it to Hooper. And I'm wondering if there's any thoughts of going, and I guess not, because it looks like the field goal unit's coming on.
Yeah, since they didn't gain any yardage, that took it out of the hands of Dan Quinn. Look at the left side of your screen. Hooper 81 tries to run a whip route back inside, and Leighton Vander Esch is all over it. Does not get overextended, does not go upfield on Hooper to allow him to cut back inside. Holds his ground, stays in the right spot. Excellent leverage there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Well, Falcons need 2 scores instead of going for it here. They will try and make it a 1-score game. With Bryant from 21, it's perfect. He is 4 for 4. Not what they wanted, but within 7 with 8.5 to go. And we'll be right back after this message from Farmers Insurance.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a huge drag. Nothing worth losing sleep over because we covered it. Talk to Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Vander Esch makes another play. He had the pick that set up the touchdown. He makes a play down the goal line. For more on him, let's go down to Pam.
Yeah, Kevin, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones told me something very interesting when I talked to him before the game. Jones told me when linebacker Sean Lee does come back from his latest hamstring injury, the Cowboys will then rotate him with rookie linebacker Leighton Vander Esch. That is very unusual because Sean Lee is the undisputed quarterback of the Dallas defense, and he's almost never comes off the field. Kevin?
Pam, that's interesting because I don't know how in the world you could possibly take 55 off the field.
Yeah, I think that Vander Esch here's what I think actually happens. Vander Esch stays on the field, and I know that that's their thought process, as Jerry Jones reported to Pam Oliver. The coaches might say, you know something, sir? 55 stays on, Sean Lee comes back on, and Damian Wilson becomes your backup outside linebacker. Then you get your best guys on the field.
And you can see Sean Lee, look, he's a tremendous player, so obviously if he's healthy, he's going to play.
And Vander Esch is big enough to play that strong side linebacker. You could move him over there. It fits his body type very well. Then you got your 3 best backers on the field. So I know what their intention is. The coaching staff may have a different discussion.
Right tackle La'el Collins is back in the game. Remember on the Elliott touchdown run, he went out for a play. Cam Fleming came in to play right tackle. So Collins, 71, back in. Prescott the throw. Near side it's Beasley, who's wide open. And pivots his way out to the 32 for a gain of 7. So here we are. And as you predicted earlier, this game may be coming down to Marquand Manuel?
Yeah, Marquand Manuel versus Chris Richard. And Marquand Manuel is the defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. This game back in his hands, his defense's hands. His team just went downfield and scored, kicked the field goal. They've got an opportunity. Can his defense hold Dallas out of the end zone, keep them off the board, and give them a chance? And then it turns back into Chris Richard's game. So who would have thought we'd be this deep into Atlanta and Dallas, and the defensive coordinators would become the scorer?
Second down, Elliott. He's going to bring up a 3rd down. Game break, let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, Odell Beckham said the Giants could run the table. They beat San Francisco Monday night, and now they're up 31-14 in the 4th quarter on top of the Bucs after that 8-yard score. And by the way, Ryan Fitzpatrick has thrown 3 interceptions and has been benched for Jameis Winston. Stop me if you've heard that before, Kevin and Charles.
Well, I don't think things are going well in Tampa. That's an understatement. Here, the Cowboys up by 7, 3rd and 1, 7 minutes to play.
If you're Atlanta, you load up for Ezekiel Elliott right here.
Play clock winding down. They get it. It's a zone read. Prescott has the 1st down. Flexing his muscles.
And that was pure power. Watch watch Prescott as he pulls it from Elliott's chest. And here comes Foye Oluokun, from Yale, the rookie. And he's right there in good position. But the strength of Prescott carries him past the 1st down marker.
So he had the touchdown on the zone replay, a humongous pickup on 3rd and 1, and of course the clock winding now, 6:21 to go. It's a factor. Prescott will throw it near side. Swain, the tight end, has it. And he's got a 4-yard gain. Maybe 5, depending on where they put it. Cowboys with their run game today, 128 yards on the ground. Ezekiel Elliott has 116 of those. He's also got 66 yards in the air. Another just phenomenal performance.
And offensive coordinator Scott Linehan coaching from the box now. Have you noticed on this drive, first down passes? Because Atlanta loading up for Ezekiel Elliott. He's trying to loosen it up a little bit, get a few yards on first down, and typically comes back with Elliott on second down here on second and about 5.5.
Zone read again. Prescott keeps that time. Takk McKinley did not fall for it. Now you'd have to think with 5.5 to go. Of course, Atlanta has 3 timeouts. It's a pretty huge play.
And that was well defended because they played every bit of what Dallas could throw at them. They had Elliott covered on the inside run. They had the right defender there in Dak Prescott's face in case he pulled it. And they bring it up and put it on the arm of Dak Prescott here. A key third down for both of these squads.
And movement. Next, Zach Martin.
Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Only the 3rd penalty of the game overall. First for Dallas.
Watch to the right of your screen. The right guard, Zach Martin, doesn't make very many mistakes. And now that's a tough one because it was already a 3rd and long. Now it's 3rd and longer. Zeke Elliott's going to come out of the backfield on this one. Atlanta needs to get off the field.
Cowboys need to get to the 46. It's only a 3-man rush. Prescott has time. Elliott, that is going to go nowhere. It's going to lose a yard. So the penalty enormous, and the Falcons will get the ball back with plenty of time, down 7.
And so Marquand Manuel's defense, which has had its share of troubles throughout this season, gets it done in the most crucial stage here in this ball game. Get the ball back for their offense. Zach Martin, you saw his reaction, knowing that his penalty really put Dallas in Dutch.
And here comes Chris Jones, who will punt it for the first time this half. Justin Hardy back to return. Good kick. Jones high and deep. Hardy pinned against the sideline and has nowhere to go. What a kick. And it came, and then that. Kayvon Frazier was down on special teams. But then a penalty. Hardy had nowhere to go. It was Lenore who came in late. He was.
Oh, that's just. I don't even know what to say to that because the special teams coach is going to be looking at him and saying, "Young man."
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Kicking team number 14. That's a 15-yard penalty out at the end of the play. First down.
So Keito Quinn, the special teams coach, I'm not even sure he's going to know how to address that. He was so far out of bounds. And I know that Lenore doesn't get to play very often, but you've got to understand your situations.
Maybe the season on the line for Atlanta. They're down 7 and they've got the ball.
Don't lie. World you're living in. Take a look around. At least you got friends. I call my old lady.
The new Capital One Saver Card. Earn 4% cash back on dining and 4% on entertainment. Now when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet?
If you look around, the whole world's coming together now. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Alexa, turn on the light.
Sing out loud. Because we want to make a crowd. All the children of the world should be loving each other wholeheartedly. Oh, can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Delivery.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
half-century ago, in Toledo's Mercy Hospital, 2 babies were born with a shared destiny. They went separate ways, but remained locked together, headed down similar paths. And now, once again, they find themselves in the same place, on opposite sides of the fiercest rivalry in sports.
(911) What is your emergency?
911, all new tomorrow on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is an unbelievably bad penalty for Lance Lenoir here.
So far out of bounds. Jason Garrett trying to give him a little love there because he knows he's got to get his attention focused forward. It's probably the special teams coach there, Keith Quinn, talking to him. But now it's all in the hands of their defense.
Instead of starting at the 16, now you get it out across the 30. It's a big difference and a big hole. Look at this. It's Coleman out to the 45. What a change of momentum for these Falcons, who are down 7 and off to a good start here.
And this offensive line of Atlanta has been maligned about being able to run the football all year. Look at them. Everyone locked up on someone. And even Austin Hooper, number 81, the tight end on the backside of the play, he got a nice block as well.
Blitz coming. Jalen Smith, they get rid of it quick to the far side. It's Ridley out to midfield. So that blitz didn't have a chance. Pickup of 6 yards.
I think Matt Ryan is going to understand pre-snap before the ball goes. All right, where are my prime targets? Where's Byron Jones, number 31 for Dallas? That's the toughest corner to go against, and take his chances elsewhere.
Put this in perspective. Atlanta right now, with New Orleans leading the division at 8-1, they're not going to catch them. They have got to have this win. Right now, they're on the outside looking in the playoff chase. Coleman tripped up. What a play. Malik Collins busted through, and a loss.
And how happy are they to have him back and able to play? There was some question because he's had a bad knee recently, but look at him work his way upfield and work right through the attempted block by number 63 Ben Garland, and able to knock him down. That's what Rod Marinelli coaches, the defensive lineman as well as being the defensive coordinator. Upfield pressure and make plays in the backfield.
Oh, this is 4-down territory where we are right now. 4-man rush, but pressure. Bryant stands in, throws, Sanu, one hands. Somehow he held on with Anthony Brown all over him, and it's a first down.
Watch Matt Ryan stand firm against the pressure of the Dallas pocket with Dallas Cowboys. Finds an open spot, and as you noted, the hands of Mohamed Sanu. Look how strong they are, because Anthony Brown's contesting this catch. And he comes down with it and fights him the whole way. Look at Brown trying to rake the ball out. Sanu doesn't let it happen.
Looks like Atlanta's almost content winding it down to the 2-minute warning. And no, they'll get off the play. Ryan, quick hitter going outside of Smith. Ito Smith working his way for a pickup of 9. And that will take us down to the 2-minute warning, and we are in for a heck of a finish from Atlanta. The Cowboys have had themselves a big second half. Dak Prescott and company, but here comes Matt Ryan down 7. He's got the Falcons on the move.
Being a Verizon engineer is about doing things right, and there's no shortcut to the right way. So when we roll out the nation's first 5G ultra-wideband network, it'll be because we were the first to install the fiber optics and small cells and upgrade the towers that will change the way we learn, work, and live. And I'll always be proud that we're not just building America's first 5G network, we're doing it right.
Are you ready? Let's take a selfie. Get in. Wait, scoot over. Boys, we gotta back up just a little bit. Back up.
In the frame, stay in the frame. Stay in the frame. Willow, just stay in the frame.
Hey, Mitch, could you scooch in? I'm trying to take a selfie.
Wait, one sec. Whoa.
Smile!
This is our workshop. This is our North Star. This is our wonderland. And this is our season of performance. Hurry into the Acura Season of Performance event going on now.
This holiday, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX. Hurry, this event won't last.
The king has gone crazy, making 10 nuggets just $1. Crazy, right? Crazy crispy, crazy juicy. 10 nuggets made of crazy delicious white meat for just $1. Now that's a crazy deal. Enjoy 10 golden nuggets for just $1, only at Burger King.
Our parties are much less crowded than this.
Dilly dilly!
Dilly dilly! Our catchphrase is much more dignified than that.
What'd you say?
What?
Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
Really?
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, reminding you to not drink and ride your horse.
1:59 to play from Atlanta. 19-12 Cowboys. So the Falcons need a touchdown, and they're on the move. Second down. Bryant going for it all. Looking for Julio Jones. He caught it! Touchdown! Awuzie was on the coverage, and he was no match for the great Julio Jones.
Right from pre-snap, Matt Ryan reads the man-to-man coverage, and who are you going to take your chances with? Awuzie made a nice play earlier in the ball game against Julio Jones downfield, but on this one, the concentration and the strong hands of Jones win the day. He sees the ball, it's being jostled, look at it, ball pops up, Jones stays with it and takes it away from Awuzie for a big touchdown.
Falcons need this to tie it. The extra point from Bryant, and we are tied. Julio Jones. Matt Ryan told us once he gets his first one, the floodgates will open. He had a TD against Washington. He had a TD last week, and now at the most important time from 34 yards out. And we are tied. And keep in mind, a couple things. A lot of time left. The Cowboys missed their last extra point.
Yes. But they can wipe everything away with a drive here, and you see Dak Prescott telling his team, we can get it done. But how about Atlanta's last two drives? Picked up the field goal and then come right back and get the touchdown to tie this ball game. Talk about some intestinal fortitude from the team in Atlanta. We've seen it on the last couple of drives, and don't forget their defense holding up on that drive after the field goal to give their offense another opportunity.
Julio Jones is truly amazing. 118 yards now and a touchdown. Let's also remember that hit on what would have been an interception that he made on Jeff Heath, which would dislodge that pick. They got a field goal on that drive, so he saved 3 points there. And look at what he's done in his career. It's amazing. 100-yard games, first 8 years, 46. It's the most of all time. More than Randy Moss. Compute that for a second. It's just hard to comprehend his greatness sometimes. And this has been some game. We've been tied 3 times now here today. But for Dallas, all in front of them. 1:52 to go, 3 timeouts. They've got a world of time.
Yeah, and this is the opportunity now for Dak Prescott, because in this situation, you can't just strictly run the football with 1:52 on the clock. Even though you have your timeouts, he's going to have to make some throws here. And Atlanta, nice defensive stand on the last series. They go out with some confidence themselves.
Prescott led them on a great drive to win in Philadelphia last week in the 4th quarter. 1:52 and 3 timeouts for him here. 4-man rush. Prescott gonna let it fly far side of the field. It hung up there forever, but Gallup couldn't come down with it. That was dinked and dunked and boinked, but it ended up incomplete.
But look at the coverage by Alford, Kevin. See how he just pins him towards the sideline? It makes it very tough, and then he uses his body to shield Gallup from being able to break back inside and catch the football. That's excellent coverage on the corner by Robert Alford, number 23.
Second down. Prescott over the middle. He's got his tight end Swain, who is swarmed at the 30, and a 3rd and 5 is coming up. Oluwakon's had a nice game at middle linebacker, and he was there first. And now the Falcons call a timeout.
Funny, I talked with Jeff Ulbrich, the linebackers coach for Atlanta, and he said that when they got Oluwakon in camp, he was teasing him a little bit about being a Yalie, you know, an Ivy League guy. And Oluwakan told him, Coach, there are guys that go to Yale, you know, to be students and what have you. He said, I'm a football player that went to Yale. Let's not get it mistaken. He's proven his worth so far here in his rookie year. Pretty cool, huh?
That's pretty awesome. So's this, 3rd down and 5. So not only are the Cowboys trying to win it, but if they don't convert here, Atlanta's got plenty of time left to try and win it.
And don't forget, Cole Beasley is their top 3rd down receiver. He'll be covered by Brian Poole, number 34, top of your screen in the slot.
Three-man rush. Prescott, pressure coming, senses, throws far side, and a completion and a 1st down. It's Gallup who came back to get it nicely, and Dallas's drive continues with 1:25 to go.
And Kevin, they doubled Cole Beasley on that play. Gallup had to win on the perimeter, and he did.
Now they're hurrying up to the line at the 40. Prescott dumps it over the middle. Elliott with a good hard cut to midfield, and another 1st down. And realistically, Charles, they need another 13 yards to have a field goal try and a chance to win it here.
There's Brett Maher getting loose. He has 1 game-winning kick this year against Detroit earlier, a 38-yarder.
The season high is 55 yards. Prescott, a lot of time lofting it for Swain. Well, it's dangerous. And it's incomplete as Neesman was on the coverage, and it does stop the clock.
I'm Prescott. As I look, I don't take very long downfield. I find my outlet, number 21. Get it to him and see what he can do is trying to get a few yards downfield, because remember, he's 1 broken tackle away from getting you the yardage you need. And can they find Amari Cooper? Can he make one of those plays that they've used the number 1 pick on him to get him? He's in the slot at the bottom of your screen.
2nd down. Prescott, pressure coming, hangs in. Beasley's got it. 1st down, in field goal range. Cole Beasley as Prescott waited to the last moment, and we have an injured Cowboy on the play.
Little whip route, and then he comes back the other way. A lot of people call that a jerk route because as a defensive back, that's what you feel like when he makes a 2nd move and moves away from you. And how about Dak Prescott falling away, throws back across his body, and puts it on it. And Prescott, very calm. Kevin, you made the point earlier about that clock slowing that back down in his head from earlier. Remember, it sped up after the game last year. He was sacked 8 times. That clock slowed down big on that play. He did not overthink it. He also didn't hurry it. Stayed with it and made that throw. And Beasley made a nice job making the extra move to get open and put themselves in a great spot.
And that's what he had been talking about. He has taken more sacks, but he's trying to make more plays, and that was there. Meanwhile, there's concern for Tyron Smith, who's been dealing with back spasms, and so he is down right now. Cowboys are already in field goal range with 34 seconds to play, and while they 10 with Tyron Smith, let's get a quick game break from Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kevin. So you guys got a great game here. Another good one in Detroit. Matt Stafford connects with Kenny Golladay for this 19-yard score, his 5th of the season. Lions now lead 20-13 with under 5 to play. Kevin, Charles, and Pam.
Well, that's big in the NFC wildcard race. I did not see that one coming. So, Charles, let's set it up. 34 seconds left. They continue to work on Tyron Smith, so Cameron Fleming will at least come in for 1 play, a tackle. But right now, for Brett Maher, it's a 48-yard kick.
And what you're asking him is, where do you want the football? That's what you have to know going in the huddle. Where does your kicker want the football when he kicks it, all right? Some guys like it on the left half. Some guys like the right half. They will tell you the best spot. He's in range. You don't want to gum it up now if you are Dallas. Just put it in the spot to give your kicker the best opportunity and try and run this thing down to the buzzer.
That's what they could do. They've got 2 timeouts left here, so they can run it. Just remember, Maher has missed field goals in 3 consecutive games, and he missed an extra point here tonight. So pressure on the young man. 1st first. Cowboys trying to get closer. 34 seconds left. Draw to Elliott, and doesn't get much. And the whistle blows, and timeout on the field. This one will be Atlanta. Maher just sitting and waiting. Again, won a game against the Lions at the Horn. Week 4, we were there for that one.
Had a chance in Washington to tie it, but remember they had that snap infraction against LP Ladouceur, this holder, something you hardly ever see, and it moved from a 47 to a 52-yarder, and he barely missed that.
Right. He hit the upright on that one. And just, you think about this game, Dallas has had opportunities to really put it away. This Beasley doesn't drop balls. That's a touchdown. So they did get a field goal, but they lost 4 points there. They missed an extra point, as we told you about. That's been an issue. The big penalty on the kickoff, which helped Atlanta go down the field and tie it. But with all that being said, they've got a chance to win it here. 29 seconds left. Falcons load up the box. They'll run it to Elliott, and Elliott gets a little closer, down to the 25. And a timeout on the field. It's going to be Atlanta, so their last timeout. It'll be a third down coming up, and you think that the Cowboys will run it one more time. That's what Charles was talking about. LP Ladouceur, who had that strange penalty. Chris Jones, the punter, is the holder, and it's Maher has been sitting thinking about this thing for 3 minutes.
Just think about his career path, too. Talk about Maher. He's in Dallas's camp in 2013, goes to Canada and kicks 78% made field goals for 4 years. In Houston camp in 2017, back to Dallas this year. Has 1 game-winning field goal, as we just showed you. He's hoping for an opportunity at another.
Dallas will run one more time. The timeout's in their back pocket on a third down and 6. It's Elliott up the middle, gets it a little closer inside the 25. As Ezekiel Elliott goes over 200 total yards on the day. 122 rushing. They'll let the clock tick down to about 4 seconds, and then we'll see if Brett Maher can be a hero.
And he gets to run out there with the understanding, too, that they can't call the extra timeout, freeze him late. It's one shot, and he can go ahead and go.
So either the Cowboys win it or we go to overtime here in Atlanta. Huge game for both. Dallas trying to get back to 500. A loss would really hurt Atlanta. They dropped to 4-6. Maher is hit from 21. He's hit from 50. This from 42 yards out. What a game. New life for Dallas. Road wins in Philly and Atlanta. And Maher, the hero at the buzzer.
It may have given Cowboy fans a little bit of an anxious moment as it approached the post, but it clears it to the inside. And Dallas wins a huge must-win game. And for Atlanta, hard to see their path to the playoffs after today's loss.
Think about this. The Redskins are losing right now. That holds. Dallas will play on Thanksgiving against Washington for first place in the division. What a game. Final score, the Cowboys 22, the Falcons 19. We send it to LA for the State Farm Game Break Show. Take it away, Kurt.
Welcome to the State Farm Game Break Show.
And you see the final numbers, 22-19. The Cowboys get to 500. We will get you a little bonus coverage in just a bit, but right now, guys, why don't we start with you, Howie, and talk about this Dallas team and how big this win is. This is 2 in a row for them now, and they're still alive.
2 weeks in a row. We talk about the NFC East. This week to week, it seems to kind of go up and down. It's Washington, is it Philadelphia? With Philadelphia going on the road to New Orleans today, that's a big game. Big underdogs down there. Alex Smith going out for Washington. Dallas is now seemingly in the driver's seat for the NFC East, which is mind-boggling.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. No, before you do that, Dak Prescott standing by with Pam Oliver. We want to make sure we get them in.
I'd rather hear from him.
There you go.
Obviously, you're all smiles, Dak.